All right, okay.
So only if we get questions in.
Absolutely, I'll take you. Hello.
Okay, good evening everybody and welcome to this media conference with Gareth Southgate. Just to confirm, we've obviously got a few members of the media joining us online, so if they do have a question, please raise your virtual hand. And just to confirm, we'll only take translation for questions asked in Ukrainian. So we'll start. Let's go, Mike McGrath.
Overall, in the week, is it kind of been a perfect week for you in terms of the challenges that you've faced and overcome, and the performances as well, including obviously today and Italy?
Yeah, I think Italy wasn't a perfect performance, but we showed some really good qualities and some tremendous resilience to get the result through the last 15 minutes, in particular down to 10 men. Today, I thought, was a really high-level performance with and without the ball for the entire game. We set that challenge beforehand. We set it again at half-time, and the players were exceptional. They made a complicated game, potentially, look fairly straightforward. And, I was really pleased with what they did.
Paul Joyce.
Bukayo adding a ruthless side to his game. Can you just expand on that? What have you seen in the past sort of year?
I just think when he's in front of goal now, he plays with real belief, and that's evident with his club, and it's evident in the games with us. You're expecting him to score now when he goes through, and I think that's been a mentality shift as much as it's anything technical. He's always had the techniques, so I think he knows to be a really top wide player, you need the numbers of goals and assists, and he's without a doubt has delivered that all season.
Sally?
Gareth, on Friday night, the second half, you lost a little bit of control. That you could have fallen into that trap today, but obviously didn't control the pretty much the entirety of that second half. What does that say about the team's mentality? And then just an additional question: the circumstances of Phil Foden over the past 24 hours.
Yeah. I think today it was very simple. After half time the other day, we actually kicked off. We didn't get out of our half for 5 minutes, and we conceded throw-ins, we conceded corners. So the momentum shift in the game, which already Italy were 2 behind and wanting to come for us, the mentality wasn't right. Today we started both halves with far better control. I thought our back players really used the ball well, composed, and then the midfield players were excellent when we turned things over. The counter pressure to win things back really quickly from those 3 midfield players in particular was outstanding. The spaces were for James Maddison, really, for Chile on the outside, for Bukayo 1-against-1, and we didn't tire of doing the simple things well, and we kept feeding those players in those positions where sometimes players are having joy and they start to complicate the game, and it doesn't need to be that way. So I thought we did that throughout the game, and really happy with the performance. With Phil, he over the last sort of 48 hours had been having some symptoms, and our doc got a little bit more concerned yesterday afternoon as that started to become more apparent what it could be. So thankfully, he was in a good position to get straight in to see a specialist and get it operated on this morning. But obviously, that's huge disappointment for him and for us, because he's had a few camps where he's had injury or things that just haven't worked out. But on the back of the World Cup, we were hoping to see that. But he's also been suffering a bit with this foot injury, and I think this is hopefully could clear that up as well at the same time.
James Holly.
just on a personal note, just how well this camp's gone, the results, the performances, the reaction of the players, the positive environment around the team, does it make you feel that you made the right decision to stay on as manager after Qatar?
Yeah, I think that whatever had happened this week, I still felt it would have been the right decision. I think, for a start, I think the team can continue to improve. I think, had the decision been different, I think this would have been a really complicated week for somebody else to come in and take 2 matches with such a quick turnaround. But I've said to the players in the dressing room, I love being a part of this team. They're brilliant to work with. The players that haven't got on the pitch this week, Eric Dyer, Mark Gay, Fraser Forster, Aaron Ramsdale, they've been absolutely brilliant. And Kieran Trippier-Reece had 15 minutes where they had to come on, deliver to get us the win in Italy, and they did. And that epitomises the spirit that they've got. Their commitment to each other is fundamental for why we've made progress over the last few years, and they showed that in abundance this week.
James Robson.
Hi, Gareth. It's probably no surprise to you, but after what Harry went through at the World Cup, the disappointment in that game, what does it say about him, what he's produced now in these last 2 games, and these just individual honours just keep rolling in for him?
Yeah, I mean, he's... I know the goals are, of course, important, but I liked his all-round performances. He was strong with both pairs of centre-backs that he had to play against, and I thought that was a really good message for the team. He was backing into players, he was aggressive with his play, and I think that's important for him. He's got to continue to do that. So, he's somebody that I think it would be easy for us to get drawn into not challenging, but we've got to challenge him as well. And the individual accolades are well deserved and are amazing, but he wants to be part of a team that's successful, and that's the drive with England for us to achieve that. So he'll be just as happy that we've got the 6 points and that we're put ourselves in a good position in the group as getting the 2 goals this week as well.
Okay, we'll take 3 more, starting with Jacob.
Hi, Gareth. You spoke about Bukayo wanting to add the numbers to his game. Is that hunger to improve part of what makes him special? And also, at the moment, do you see in his position a better player anywhere in the world at the moment?
Well, yes, his hunger, his humility are what's got him on a good path. So he has all the attributes to continue to improve and learn, because that's how he's wired, and I don't see that changing with how he is and how his family are. He's got great support around him, and all of those things are important for a young player. So I'm not going to get drawn into where he sits in world football, because that would then be starting to put him in danger of doing all the things that we shouldn't be doing with him. So he's progressing brilliantly. He's a joy to work with, and we should leave it at that.
Isao?
Hi, Gareth. We just heard from Ruslav Rotan, and he was sort of saying about their unique challenges. I just wanted to get a bit of a word on how they handled what they've got to go through 24 hours just to get together, no internationals for 6 months, and then, just a bit as well about how you dealt with Mudryk today as well, with Walker just up against the pace.
Well, I think in terms of, I can't really begin to imagine what that is like for all of them. What you can feel is their pride in what they're doing. They're a good team. If the timing of your pressure isn't right, then they can play through you quickly and you're in trouble. So we had to get that spot on, and we're fortunate to have a player like Kyle who physically can deal with the speed of Mudryk, because in another 1-against-1 duel that can be different, and the game is much more complicated. So he dealt with that well, but I think also the team dealt with the balls through the middle, which is where they want to play, and that meant that the supply to their forwards was limited. So our defenders always had to be alert to the runs in behind when there wasn't pressure. But I think the the midfield players, our wide players in particular, did a great job of minimising that service.
Finish with Simon Peach.
Gareth, you started in Naples. You said about not taking qualification for granted. After these two results, how do you see England's chances of progress? And given the context of this unprecedented season and everything else, have you thought about how you're going to approach June, given that the opponents England will be facing?
Well, I would expect everybody will want to be here. They'll want to be a part of it. We'll, of course, look to psychologically refresh the group by giving them some time at the end of the season. But if we start to think that we haven't got to turn up for games in June because the world ranking of the opponents isn't as high as the two opponents we've had now, then we're in trouble, really. So that's not the approach we'll be looking for. And I don't think the mentality of the team, we're challenging the team to be the best in Europe in the next 13 months. That requires everybody's commitment. That requires everybody to be prepared to play whenever. And that requires the standards of training every day and everything we do to be at the highest level, no matter who we're playing against.
Okay, guys, we'll end it there. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much.